Hey guys, and welcome back to another look at what can Paladin solo. Today we're looking at another wing of Scarlet Monastery. This is the highest level wing of the Scarlet Monastery, the Scarlet Cathedral. And I saw one of the other comments, if you take a shot every time I say Scarlet, you'll probably be dead by the end of the video. Now, we are not going to be pulling 100% of the dungeon in this video. The inner sanctum of the Scarlet Cathedral has healers in it as well as the bosses. While it is possible for Paladin to kill all the healers and the bosses in one pull, the amount of time it takes is really not worth it. So for this video, we're simply going to be focusing on the hallway and the outer sanctum area. So with that, let's go ahead and get things set up. For this, I pretty much always recommend having a swiftness of Zanzipot. It is doable without the Zanzipot, but frankly, it's nowhere near as fun, and it definitely makes it take longer. I especially recommend the Zanzipot if you have lesser gear than I do, as well as the fact that they're just really cheap. Aside from that, no matter what you're doing, crystal charges or grenades also make this way easier, and I recommend them pretty much no matter what if you can get them for a good price. With that, as always, we want to throw on our Greater Blessing of Sanctuary, and then we're going to go ahead and head out. The path that you take for this is pretty easy. Along the way, you can continuously drop rank 1 consecrates to get a little bit of damage as well as pull mobs. Any bit of chip damage that you can get all the way to before you get to the fountain, where is going to be your final destination, is going to help with the speed of the clear. So I'm pretty much dropping level 1 consecration on corners, stairs, or places where I think the mobs are going to be standing for at least an extended amount of time. For example, these casters are probably going to stand in that consecrate to try and cast frost bolts for a while. Aside from that, we want to pick everything up from the downstairs, pick them up with a consecrate, turn the corner, and keep on going. Now, as you can see, all we have on is our aura, our blessing, and our Zanzipot, and things are going pretty smoothly as is. Anytime you get slowed, or if you get hit by a frostbolt, just go ahead and hit yourself with a cleanse. Unfortunately, the frostbolts will sometimes hit you through the walls. If 1 or 2 mobs are lagging behind, that's not really a big deal. Often, you're pulling so many mobs that they're going to chain pull things that are on the way. So this is pretty much the optimal path that I've always found. Sometimes there'll be 1 or 2 mobs that you do not get, and that's no big deal. If you are selling carries, oftentimes one of your carries can bring the mob to you, or you can just clean it up at the end. But for the most part, this runs just fine. As I said before, the corners are a great place to drop a consecration, as you'll get a lot of extra damage. We'll turn the corner. As you can see, our gear is still keeping us up. And from here, we're going to pop Divine Shield, and that is going to force everything to run to us. We'll go ahead and heal to full, waiting for Divine Shield to drop. As soon as it drops, we drop a Crystal Charge. And as you can see, everything is dying incredibly fast. So you want to tab through, make sure that you're killing the things that are a bit higher health. But aside from that, not really a big deal. This was a pretty clean run. We might have to drop once to get a heal in, but aside from that, we should be pretty much done. We'll wait for the melee to come back. We'll regen a little bit of mana so we can get 1 full Holy Light heal in. Just need a little bit more, and that will return the mana to us. We will LOS here in this corner. These will start running the moment they start casting. You go across the... make them run to you, and again, you're just going to clean stuff up with your lowest level consecration. To get them to stop casting, you just LOS again and group them all up. Everything is super low health at this point, so it's not really going to be much of a problem, and everything has already triggered its runaway. So there you go, with just a Zanzipot, you have a 3 to 4 minute Outer Sanctuary Scarlet Monastery pull. And that's it. Even if you're not selling carries, the speed at which you can clear this gets you a lot of silk, mage weave, and can even give you twink items. So, when we come back, we're going to go ahead and look at maybe speeding this up without breaking the bank once again. Welcome back. So, now we're going to look at how fast we can push this Outer Sanctum. As you saw, we already do this really fast, so aside from things like swiftness potions and using more grenades, there's really not much more that we can do. But just for the sake of it, let's give it a try. Now for those of you who don't know, the Elixir of Shadow Power and any plus shadow damage that you have is actually going to increase the proc of the Demon Forge armor and the Skull Flame shield. So with that, let's go ahead and see if we can push this even faster. Let's go ahead and use and let's get it started. Now again, we will be taking the same path. The only difference is now we have some extra consumables on. Right now we are using Crystal Spire, which is an Ungoro item, which gives us a Thorn effect that will give us a bit of extra damage. On top of that, last time we had our Devotion aura on, so we had a little bit of extra armor and a little bit of mitigation. But because we now have a Crystal Ward on, we have some extra armor, so let's go ahead and keep our red aura on for a little bit of extra damage. Aside from that, we have, like I said, Crystal Spire, and of course our Lesser Wizard Oil. So we have a little bit more spell damage, which will help our Consecrate, and then that 40 extra shadow but damage for our armor and our shield. As you can see, this seems to already be a little bit cleaner. It might just be high rolling, not getting slowed, not getting frost bolted, but this is going a little bit cleaner. The Flame Strike procs are always helpful getting damage on the mobs. That should pull on its own. We'll drop another Consecrate there. And we're getting really, really good chip damage this time as well. We'll throw down one more low rank Consecrate before moving in. And let's go ahead and drop our Divine Shield and drop a big boy Consecrate and start getting good damage. Again, we're waiting for our Divine Shield to drop, and then we're going to throw down a Crystal Charge. We can throw down a Crystal Restore to help our regen and really just keep us even safer. And we should have this done pretty much momentarily. We probably won't even need a second Crystal Charge. Again, it's already really hard to push this dungeon even faster, considering how much damage we actually do. The only thing we might be able to do is jump down and try to get things to line of sight a little bit faster. Again, we want to drop our biggest Consecration as soon as things get down below. And then we come around to get another line of sight. And we can come around again. We can keep going back and forth, causing them to stop their casting and force them to come to us. Since we have already procced their Runaway in Fear, they have no choice but to come to us. Again, we could throw down another Crystal Charge here, but there you go. Another super fast run in an easy form. Again, you can do Scarlet Graveyard, Cathedral, and Armory on one lockout. Because when you do one wing of the Scarlet Monastery, it doesn't count as one lockout. You can do all four before you reset. Aside from that, that is pretty much it. In the next video, we will look at the Armory, as well as doing not only the Outer Sanctum, but the Inner Sanctum at the same time. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, I hope you learned something, and I'll see you guys next time. And as always, you can find me at twitch.tv/thedukeoftvc. Hope to see you there. Later.